morning. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. Is it your Friday? Because it's certainly not mine. They all kind of blend together. And within the days, I take time for myself and my family. But if it is Friday for you, then happy Friday. Let's get right into it. I'm Dominique from Domino Effects Group and the Domino Effect. If you see me looking between two screens, once again, it's because I'm going back and forth, you guys. I'm just one person, but I'm making it work, right? So, I am so happy that you guys are here because it's something that I really want to talk about, which is really interesting to me, right? How do Amazon, how do Google, how do Meta, Facebook, all of these big organizations, Walmart, Target, how are they, what's their method? What's their cheat code, right? Why do they need business credit? So that's what I want to talk about today, right? Because it's better late than never. And that's what's happening right here on this channel, right? So knowledge is power. Very happy that you're here again. Like I said, bear with me as I'm looking back between two screens. But let's get started, guys, because who are you? Share, you know who I am, right? I'm Dominique. I'm passionate about helping you guys get access to capital, not just get access to capital, but get those resources, right? So, who are you? Drop it down. Make sure you comment below and let's give a shout out to your business, advertise, right? So guys, let's get into it, right? Why do these large corporations need business credit? Well, answer is pretty simple, right? And it's literally the same reason that both you and I need business credit, right? It's not exclusive to, certain companies, right? It's not exclusive to new companies. It's not exclusive to even established companies, right? But you really need to utilize it because it really does benefit you across the board in every way. I've seen it do some pretty amazing things for a lot of our clients. So companies like Meta, like Google, like Walmart, like Amazon, they understand this, guys, and this is how they're able to operate on a massive scale, right? Yeah. Now, along with other factors, but this is absolutely one of the reasons why they're able to continue their operations successfully. So that secret there is this business credit component, and there's a number of ways, right, that they do this, right? How they use these lines of credit. They're not all typical, not all the same, but there's a few, right? So the first one is they needed to access the funds early. So let's say a project's going to cost them like 5 million, right? It's not going to be released till the next year, right? But on release date, when they launch it, they can flip it and make the $15 million without even having to dip into any sort of cash flow or whatsoever in the process. So they were able to turn around, flip it out. It's basically like a large scale, utilize it like basically a large scale cash advance or something, right? So another way is because they use it to take advantage of low interest rates. I mean, interest rates are always going to be flopping between low and high until the end of time, guys, right? So business lines of credit can really help you grab these low interest rates. You can hold on to it. Everyone should have a line of credit right now, regardless of if you think you actually need it at this moment. You don't absolutely want to wait until, you have a situation arise, right? Because when you think about interest rates and if interest rates were high or low, then everybody would choose low, right? But unfortunately, it's not up to us, guys. So you have to take advantage of opportunities like when they are low for you, and when you don't need it, right? When you're not in a situation and not so that you're not cornered into having to accept, a really high rate. So, large companies like what we're talking about, they know this, okay? So, and now you do too, right? So having a business line of credit also doesn't mean that you have to use it, right? You're not required to use it the second that you get it, basically, right? So you watch your interest rates closely, right? It's going to help you have this long-term success, okay? This is what Apple and Google and Meta and all of them understand. And this is why we're using them as an example, right? We're using these massive companies as an example because we're playing the same game here, okay? So another way that they do this is to leave their cash flow alone. Okay. So innovation, expansion, large scale marketing tactics, equipment, upgrades, none of that is coming out of their pocket directly. Okay. At that scale, each thing worked on, is very closely scrutinized and released. It's an investment, right? So that's similar to your company as well. You can take that model as well. Every single thing that you do should be one step closer to sustaining, to being operating longer and having that longer, better, brighter future for your business. So every decision that you make across the board is an investment, right, as your business. So, and think about it like this, right? And if you're investing your own money and using your personal credit, personal checking, personal savings, you can tend to over leverage yourself, right? Why would these massive companies do that, right? They tuck that away safely, okay? They use someone else's, right? So and not only that, they're making a guaranteed profit almost every single time because of it. So it's a no-brainer. Leave the cash flow alone and it'll help you build your business faster, and then you can avoid all these potential losses when you have, unexpected hits or unexpected issues that come up. But you guys, if you are just coming in and if you are just tuning in, we're talking about how large corporations like Apple, like Google, like Amazon, like Target, all of these big corporations are able to, brand name companies, right? Why do they need business credit? And then how that applies to you as well. So make sure that you're dropping your name in the chat, and thank you so much for coming. But another reason why these large companies do this, and this is really important, right, is they buy out their competition. Okay. This is huge, right? Meta has famously done this, right? They bought Instagram, Oculus, WhatsApp, and then the rate will get longer and longer, right? But why did they do that? Well, I mean, think about it. They're doing it to take out competition. It's a long-term play. It's a long-term investment, right? Instagram was responsible for literally like 44% of their revenue, okay, at one point. So they're I think it was 2022. So it was like 44% of their revenue in 2022. So that definitely proves that those moves that they made were beneficial to the company, right? So why what does this have to do with you, right? Well, here's the two main takeaways, okay? The first one is that business lines of credit can really help startups, right? They help startups to some of the largest companies on earth. So if you're just starting or if you're already established, you can really help your business out, right? Take it to the next level. But remember, don't wait until the last minute to get it. What I need you to know that business credit is used exactly the same way as like a $3 trillion company would use it, scale it up. Obviously when you think about these companies, they're not just getting funded on business credit, because you can't just use business credit to fund your business alone. They had other investments, right? They had VC, they had private equity to get it going, right? But if you don't have to have a $3 trillion company. And at this point, you don't even have to have equity to get started, right? You might even be bringing in like $10,000 a month, 15,000 a month or less, right? Whatever the company is, whatever your situation may be, the system is exactly the same. Okay. It's the same. It's just a different scale, guys. So, let's, for example, we can talk about my partner. Okay. Partner of mine, his story really resonated with me because he had a business that was actually doing fine, doing really well, right? He was making millions in revenue, but he literally had everything riding on his personal credit. So when everything blew up, they went into his bank account, they wiped out his bank account as a result. It was literally, heartbreaking for him, um, but how did he get out of that? Well, he was able to get with an advisor who was able to help him figure out, this business credit game, right? How that works, lines of credit, and how to do it without any sort of personal guarantee so that he offsets that liability. So, who knows what could have happened if he, had that information while he still had that company. But today he was able to pivot and create another multi-million-dollar company. So there is a silver lining. And when we say, everyone needs a business line of credit, I'm literally speaking, from experience, because I have seen businesses that had tax liens that were literally about to close. We've had businesses that had needed to launch ideas. There's so many different ways that lines of credit and business funding can come in. But once you break away from looking at business lines of credit as debt, and that's a common comment, right? The difference between good debt and bad debt. And there is a difference between good debt and bad debt. But you want to break away also from that mindset and view it as an absolute necessary tool, right? When used responsibly to maximize the growth of your business. Okay. And so Apple knows this, Meta knows this, Google knows this, all of these companies, they all know this. Okay. And Domino Effects Group, the Domino Effect, where we're sharing this for you so that you know that this is the key now so that you can literally unlock all of this, right? So what's your next step, right? Well, you've learned about business credit, you know what to do. There is an absolute right and wrong way to do this. So make sure that you're following the steps, because there are steps to get this done, right? And we want to make sure that we're being prepared so that you can leverage opportunity, right? Make yourself attractive to credit issuers and lenders. So guys, I'm very, very happy that you came. Happy Friday. Go to plan.dominoeffectsgroup.com. You can fill out a very, very, very quick form, or you can give us a call directly, right? Just look at the links and we will literally get you answer those questions. You can speak with an advisor and get more help with that. So I appreciate you guys coming every week to class.